Why did Jews light a candelabrum of 9 flames for Hanukkah when the Torah itself commands only 7? Why does Jewish memory insist on adding light where Scripture once fixed the number? The answer is not merely technical. It is historical, theological, and defiant. It is the story of a people who refused to let the sacred be erased and who transformed survival itself into ritual light. The word Hanukkah means dedication or rededication. It refers not to a seasonal festival of nature, nor to a pilgrimage commanded in the Torah, but to a historical moment, the rededication of the Jerusalem temple in the 2nd century BCE after its desecration by foreign power. Hanukkah is therefore a festival of memory and resistance, rooted in history yet overflowing with theology. It remembers a war that was not only political but spiritual, a clash over the meaning of holiness, law, identity, and divine sovereignty. After the conquests of Alexander the Great, the ancient Near East was swallowed into the Hellenistic world. Greek language, philosophy, sports, and religion spread from Egypt to Persia. After Alexander's death, his empire fractured. Judea fell under the control of the Seleucid Empire, ruled from Syria. At first, Greek rule was pragmatic. Jews were allowed to practice their faith. But over time, especially under Antiochus IV Epiphanes, 175 to 164 BCE, tolerance hardened into aggression. Antiochus did not merely want taxes or loyalty, he wanted uniformity. The Seleucid project sought to erase particularism. Local religions were expected to merge into Greek forms. Distinct laws, especially those that marked Jews as different, such as circumcision, Sabbath observance, and dietary laws, were seen as threats to imperial unity. Judaism, with its uncompromising monotheism and covenantal law, refused to bend. The crisis reached its darkest hour when Antiochus turned his fury directly against the Jerusalem temple, the spiritual heart of Israel. Ancient sources record a sequence of horrors. Torah study was outlawed, circumcision was punishable by death, Sabbath observance was banned, pagan altars were erected throughout Judea, and in the ultimate act of sacrilege, the temple itself was profaned. An altar to Zeus Olympius was set up in the holy place. Swine, ritually unclean animals, were sacrificed on the altar. The temple, once dedicated to the God of Israel, was forcibly converted into a shrine of Greek paganism. Later Jewish tradition would call this moment the abomination that makes desolate. The sacred space was cursed. The divine presence was exiled. The lampstand, the 7-branched menorah commanded in the Torah, was extinguished. To the Seleucid mind, this was conquest. To Jewish memory, it was cosmic tragedy. The rise of the Maccabees. Resistance did not begin in palaces, but in a small village called Modin. When a Seleucid official demanded that the priest Mattathias offer a pagan sacrifice, Mattathias refused and struck down both the collaborator and the imperial agent. Then he cried out a call that would echo through history: "Whoever is for the Lord, follow me." Mattathias and his sons fled to the hills. After his death, leadership fell to Judah, called Maccabee, the Hammer. What followed was not a conventional war. The Seleucid Empire commanded trained armies, elephants, and advanced weaponry. The Maccabees were outnumbered, under-equipped, and fighting guerrilla campaigns in familiar terrain. Yet ancient Jewish texts emphasize a theological interpretation. Victory did not come from strength, but from faith. Battles were won against overwhelming odds. Imperial generals were defeated. City after city was reclaimed. The impossible began to unfold. Liberation and rededication. In 164 BCE, the Maccabees recaptured Jerusalem. They entered the temple and found devastation. The altar was defiled, the sacred vessels were polluted, the menorah was dark. The house of God stood silent, violated by foreign gods. The first act was not celebration, but purification. The pagan altar was dismantled stone by stone. A new altar was built. Fresh vessels were prepared, and then came the crucial moment, the relighting of the menorah. According to later rabbinic tradition, only one small flask of ritually pure olive oil remained, sealed and uncontaminated. It was enough for one day. Preparing new sacred oil would take 8 days. They lit it anyway, and the light burned not for one day, but for 8. Thus was born the central miracle of Hanukkah, not the military victory alone, but the miracle of endurance, that holiness, once rekindled, refuses to go out.
Hanukkah commemorates 3 interwoven truths: historical deliverance, a small people surviving imperial oppression; spiritual resistance, fidelity to covenant over cultural erasure; divine partnership, human courage met by divine sustenance. Unlike biblical festivals such as Passover or Sukkot, Hanukkah is not commanded in the Torah. It emerges from history and is preserved by tradition, particularly in rabbinic literature. Its observance is therefore an act of collective memory, a declaration that history itself can become sacred when interpreted through faith. The Menorah, 7 verses 9. Here we return to the opening question: why 9 lights instead of 7? The Torah commands a 7-branched menorah for the temple. That menorah symbolized creation, wisdom, and divine order. It belonged exclusively to the sacred space. After the temple's destruction, and especially after its desecration, Jews refrained from reproducing the temple menorah exactly. To do so would be to imitate what could only exist in holiness. The Hanukkah menorah, properly called a Chanukiah, is therefore deliberately different. It has 9 branches. 8 correspond to the 8 days of the miracle. 1 extra candle, the shamash, servant, is used to light the others. This structure encodes theology in metal and flame. The light of Hanukkah does not replace the temple, it remembers it and testifies that holiness can survive exile. Rabbinic sources emphasize that Hanukkah lights are not utilitarian. They are not for reading, cooking, or work. They are lit to be seen. The Talmud teaches that they should be placed where they face the public domain, windows, doorways, so that the miracle is proclaimed outward. This is light as testimony. In a world that tried to extinguish Jewish distinctiveness, Hanukkah insists, we are still here. The covenant still burns. The flame still lives. The story of Hanukkah is preserved in ancient texts such as 1 and 2 Maccabees, early Jewish histories, and later rabbinic writings. Together, they form a layered memory, history interpreted through faith. What emerges is not triumphalism, but humility. The miracle is not that Jews were strong, but that they endured. Not that power won, but that faith outlasted force. Why 9 flames matter? 7 represents divine order. 8 represents transcendence beyond nature. 9, therefore, represents memory activated by human action. Each night, 1 flame more. Not all at once, not imposed, but gradually, like hope returning after desecration. The lasting message of Hanukkah. Hanukkah teaches that sacred space can be violated but not erased, that identity can be attacked but not extinguished, that even when the temple is dark, a home can become a sanctuary. The 9 flames answer the opening question at last. They burn because history demanded remembrance. They burn because faith required expression. They burn because light, once chosen, multiplies. Thanks for watching.